what's happening out
We're
there.
talking about the government
I'm worried
shutdown,
about the
day
95%.
27,
I'm worried about
Republicans
the
are calling the
75% of payroll,
Democratic
75% of
Party
workforce. I'm worried
socialist
about the fact
Marxists,
that they
pretty
cannot meet
much.
the payrolls,
If it's the
as Mr.
new
Leffler
young
said with
Democrats
ESPN, like
running
his right
the
now. He's ready to
situation
go.
behind the
We are
scenes,
ready to go. We've had more
and
activity
with
in
the
the SBA
speculations
since November
of,
5th than we've had in years
a
because
very
people want to start a
similar
business.
sense
They see
going
the
on with
Trump
the
economy and
Republican
watch, they want to
Party,
start a business. They
even though
want to
they're
stay in
using their
business.
slogans of
I'm worried
common
about that group
sense.
of people.
It
I'm
seems
worried
like
about
these
the
young
fact that they can't
Republicans
meet payroll.
are,
I'm worried about
pretty
the
much
fact that you
playing with
can't
the
buy
young
inventory.
Democrats, laying
If you
out this
can't buy
strategy
inventory,
work
you can't sell
for
anything.
what
And
some
the truth of
people
the
would
matter
say
is, you're
is
not going to beat
civil
printing time if
war
you don't have
rhetoric.
inventory.
But again,
Inflation
you
will
can't
rise
get the
because you're
idea
not
today to say
distributing
whatever you
inventory.
want.
That's how
Self-entertainment
capitalism
purposes
works.
only.
That's
I'm
how the
just
private sector
entertaining the
works. That's
idea
how
that this
capitalism
government
is built.
shutdown,
So
was organized
the
by
other thing we
both
did before this started
parties,
in the
looking for
illustrator,
both,
thanks to you, is the fact that we
sides to
raised the loan
go
limits from 5 to 10 million to
extreme,
manufacturing.
brother.
Ready
And,
to go,
are you
ready to
going to fall
expand,
for the
ready to grow
traps?
your business.
Are you going to fall for
And I
this
will tell you,
conversation?
if
And,
we're lucky enough to have
what's
some more rate
your
cuts, this
opinions? We want to
economy, the Trump
know,
economy,
as
along
I'm
with
trying
small
to
business,
take
is
the
going to lead the way and
experience
explode. But we can't
of
do
the
what Chuck
Remember Me
Schumer hanging an
podcast
anchor around
live,
everybody's neck because he's
bringing
personally
you nothing but
concerned
the
about his
finest
political future.
entertainment and
So as a small
programming and
business owner,
pre-programming that
I'm
Uncle
just saying
Bobby
to all
can
of you, the
possibly
greatest asset
provide.
America
And have you
has is
been
its
going through
people.
your
It's
various
America's and
moments of
it's strange for
Mandela effect?
America. Risk and reward built this country.
Maybe.
Right now, there's no
But I
risk
don't
and reward.
believe
We're
in
just
that. I
playing
think that
defense.
that's just a
That
way for
will
them to
not
make you
work.
feel
This
like, oh my
shutdown must
God,
end
the CERN
immediately to save
device.
small
I've
business,
been
to save
transported
consumers,
into a
to save
wacky
mainstream
universe.
America.
Somehow
I'm honored
my
to chair the committee. I'm honored to work with Senator
body,
Leffler.
my mind,
We
and my
can get
soul
this
traveled
done.
to a
Everybody's ready to
parallel
rise
version
on
of my
one
own
man,
self
Chuck
as we
Schumer.
switch
Take a look at
places
the
and we've
small
woken up
businesses
in
in
a
your
very different
district or in
dystopian
New York,
wasteland. People are
Senator
saying that this
Schumer.
isn't
Tell them that you don't
our
care about
actual
them.
true
Tell them you don't
direction,
care if they meet
and
their
we've been
payroll. Tell them
redirected.
you don't care if they hire workers, and see how that goes.
I don't know.
America's the greatest country in the world.
But
With the
they're
greatest
saying
workforce in the
all
world.
sorts of
I'm
wild
proud to have
stuff
a
right
small
now,
farm
and they're
supporting
just
them and getting our
pushing the
country back
agenda.
on track.
And I
May God
see
bless
that a
all
lot
of
of
them. May God
times on
bless
my
America.
comment
Thank you.
section, there's a lot of extreme commenters here, and I leave you free to do whatever you like.
Well, thank you, Chairman
Because I
Williams,
don't
for
want to
all you
stagnate
do
your
to
thinking and the way
support
you
small
like to do
businesses,
things.
to really epitomize
But
the
you really
backbone
should
of our
open your
economy.
mind to
And
other
Administrator Leffler, thank
possibilities
you
of
for
a
coming and
nefarious
for what you're
system
doing
with
to
both
help small
parties,
businesses
whether you
grow
love them or
in
hate them,
every
or
corner of
possibly
this country.
co-workers working
Unfortunately,
together,
as
working the
Administrator Leffler pointed
situation.
out, those small
And what's
businesses
going
are
on?
struggling
Hopefully
like
you're having a good
millions of
time.
families
Hopefully you're
all
having a good
across
day.
America. Why?
Again, we're talking about the
So
government
that
shutdown, day
the Democrats can
27,
get
pretty
leverage.
much. They don't seem to
Who
look
knows
to meet
who
in
they
the
want leverage
middle.
over?
GOP
They
leaders in the
can't
government shutdown are
articulate it. They've
currently
laid out
talking
$1.5
about
trillion
what's
wish
going
list
on as they're
of
calling out the
crazy items like
Democrats and
giving
saying they're led. Their party
taxpayer-funded
is being
healthcare to
ran by the
illegals.
socialist
In
Marxists.
their bill to
I
give
think that
that
the
taxpayer
other half
funding
is being
to
ran by
illegals,
the
they
same
actually got
similar
rural healthcare.
mindsets. Seem like
Democrats
both
cut
parties
$50
are
billion
working
out
together,
of rural healthcare. They want to talk
co-workers,
about
pretty
healthcare.
much ruining the
They're the
country
ones
equally.
making it harder.
Let me pick
Of
up the
course, they don't
conversation
want
and see what they're
anybody to
talking about right
remember
now.
facts. Facts like when we moved
This
the
is
working
live from
families tax
Fox.
cut through this Congress.
Hopefully you enjoying your
Unfortunately, not a
coffee,
single
enjoying your mornings.
Democrat wanted to support that because it involved preventing a tax increase. The party that's now gone all the way over, full bore into socialism, as the speaker talked about. Hakeem Jeffries is now all in for the socialist agenda of Mandami. He is the head of their party now. When he gets elected mayor of New York, he's given the marching orders to the rest of the Democrats. And they want to raise taxes on everybody. They call you rich. Anybody who works for a living is going to be rich, and they're going to raise your taxes to get government-run grocery stores and the lunacy that comes with that.
We talked about that
That's the
too.
Democrat agenda. It's not about improving health care, because again, in their own alternative bill, they want to gut rural health care. You know what else they work to do? In the working families tax cut, we had a provision that would have lowered
So where
premiums
y'all from?
by 11%.
Does this situation
According to
affect
CEO,
you?
it was scored to lower premiums on families. It's called CSR. You can go look it up. It's something that has been out there as an idea for a long time. We actually put it into bill language and text and passed it through the House. But Democrats want used a parliamentary maneuver under the Byrd rule to get that removed because they don't care about families. They don't care that that provision would have absolutely lowered premiums by double digits for families who are paying too much for health care. And then not only did they get it
What's
removed,
going on?
Democrats in
How's
the Senate
everybody doing this
bragged,
morning?
still to this day on their website, bragged that they removed it. They want to tell you it's about health care. It's not. They really told you what it's about. It's about getting leverage, showing off to their radical Marxist socialist base that they're fighting Donald Trump because they're still angry about the results of the November election.
You know, I wonder why this
And
is
in the
even happening
meantime,
over the healthcare situation, because they
families
passed the
are
Affordable
struggling.
Health Care Act
Every day the number
earlier
grows
this year,
higher.
and now they act like they never did that.
Yesterday, Senator Gallego
Are they playing
went on
everybody
to the
for
press.
fools?
He was asked when Democrats would reopen the government. And he said, quote, "I'm not looking at a timetable. I'm looking at everyone's personal pocketbooks."
I'm sure you are, sir.
Now, Senator Gallego, you ought to be looking at the pocketbooks of those single moms who right now are facing losing their WIC payments, facing losing their SNAP
What's going on,
payments.
Tyler
And
Wasim?
if Senator Gallego's not
Chilling.
sure how many people that is. We've been told
What's
by
going
the
on, Shiny?
administration how many people
How's everybody
will
morning
stand to
going?
lose real benefits, SNAP benefits,
Just checking out the
stamps
story right
for
now.
kids. 42 million people will lose those benefits in just a few days. Senator Gallego, look at their pocketbooks.
Morning, everybody.
WIC, Women, Infants, and Children program.
I feel like they're trying to crush the economy, really. It seems like they're working hard to crush the
Senator, go look at those
system itself
pocketbooks.
at this point.
And who knows what your real motivation is. But I'll tell you what their motivation is.
I think this is going to be the way they're going to look to chip everybody. You want your EBT back? You want your government assistance? You got to take that brain chip. I think that's how they're going to do it.
To put that food on the table, and Democrats keep voting no. They keep voting to shut the
What do you
government
think?
down.
And where you from, people?
And it's
How's
having an
everybody
impact on millions
doing?
of people. Head Start, which is a program that funds education and nutrition services for 800,000 kids under the age of 6. You hear this theme over and over again now. Who the Democrats are using for leverage and hurting is kids and nutrition programs. That's who they've chosen to target. And it's real harm and real
Actually,
pain
Double?
that they're
Is that
causing.
the way you pronounce it?
But then it gets
What's going
even
on?
bigger. Just today, the American Federation of Government Employees, large union, came out and said, quote, "It's time to pass a clean, continuing resolution and end this shutdown today.
Can they
No
get it done?
half measures and no gamesmanship." And the union went on to say today, quote,
Let me see
"Because
how I
when the
pronounce
folks
that.
who serve this
Jalal
country are
Najuhalu?
standing in
Amal?
line
Is
for
that how you
food
do it?
banks after missing a second paycheck
What's going
because
on?
of this shutdown, they aren't looking for partisan
Where everybody's
spin.
from. I mean, you don't
They're
got to tell me
looking
where you're
for the
from, but
wages
how y'all
they
doing?
earned.
What time of the
fact
day
that
is it over
they're
there?
being cheated out of it is a national disgrace. And they're right. It's a national disgrace what Democrats are doing to good, hardworking people, to women, infants, and children who are just looking to this town and saying, what are these Democrats doing? What happened to your father's Democrat Party? It's a mirage of what it used to be because the socialists have taken over. This is what Marxism and socialism looks like. Government workers standing in food bank lines, children going without food, and Head Start nutrition programs so that Democrats can use you as leverage. It's a national disgrace and it needs to end.
I appreciate that.
We stand ready to get that job done. We voted
What's
to
going
get that
on?
job done. It's time they stop playing this game that's harming millions of people. Our whip, Tom Emmer.
Uh-oh.
We're now on day 27 of the Democrats' shutdown, and the consequences are getting more severe every single day. Over the weekend, we saw federal workers lined up in food banks, as our majority leader was just saying, as they are being forced to figure out how to feed their families. We saw control towers.
The government's
at
trying to take back that
airports
food.
such as Dallas, Fort Worth, Newark, and Phoenix, facing significant staffing shortages. And if the Democrats fail to pass our clean CR and reopen the government this week, more Americans will miss their hard-earned paychecks. Some states will be forced to cut off SNAP benefits,
Trying
including
to
my
get
home
this
state of
steady
Minnesota.
camera going.
Thankfully, the Trump administration and private sector companies have stepped up where Democrats
What do you think
have
is going
refused.
on? I would like to
President
know
Trump
your
has found
opinions.
creative
What do you think is happening with
solutions to
this
help
shit?
pay our troops and fund WIC benefits for moms and young children for just a little bit longer. DoorDash announced yesterday that they will help support Americans by delivering free meals to food banks and waiving delivery and service fees on grocery orders for SNAP recipients. But these are Band-Aid solutions to the Democrats' self-inflicted shutdown problem. Remember, it doesn't have to be this way. There is a nonpartisan government funding bill sitting in the Senate ready to be sent to President Trump's desk immediately. We just need 5 Senate Democrats to come to their senses, do the right and reasonable thing, and support our
5.
clean CR. Contrary to what House Minority Whip Catherine Clark believes, the American people are not leverage in the Democrats' shutdown.
Find that
charade.
weird. This controller
And we
just worked.
refuse to
I was not
negotiate
holding
under
this
hostage
controller, people.
conditions,
That's some weird
nor
shit.
will we pay a ransom.
There's some wacky
So our
stuff
message
happening.
today is the same as every other day, and we're glad to see, as the majority leader mentioned, that the American Federation of Government Employees, by the way, the largest government employee union, 820,000
Both my fucking controls were right here on the side. This shit,
employees
just doing shit on his own.
joined us in saying enough with the political games, support our clean CR and reopen.
Have
the
y'all been
government
noticing
like your
technical
constituents
difficulties or
livelihood
wild stuff happening with all this smart
because
stuff?
they do.
Smartphones. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. I'm not touching these things.
Yeah, Monty, go ahead.
What the fuck is happening? Am I being haunted? Ooh. Are they using technology on me right now? What's happening, people? What the fuck is going on here? I didn't even have my coffee. Look at this shit. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, so we're evaluating this day by day. The House did its work. I've said it over and over and over.
I'm glad
And
we're
the most
capturing
important
this
thing
moment
is to get the
because this
government
is
open. It's
wacky
the number one
shit. I've been
priority,
complaining
the number one
about this stuff for a
responsibility of
minute.
Congress, and the Senate Democrats have chosen not to do it. We think that is paramount.
We're literally
paramount
witnessing
importance to
something
everything
going
else.
on.
There is plenty of time in the remainder of the calendar year to do all the things that are the must-pass pieces of
And I find it
legislation
weird it's
and all the
Halloween season. I don't know what the
negotiations
fuck is
that I
happening.
referenced earlier today, and we are anxious to get everybody back to regular legislative session. But there cannot be a regular legislative session so long as the government is closed and Americans are feeling so much pain. We won't do that. Now, in the meantime,
This guy is coming off like
Republicans, I
soft
don't
bread
know what
to
the
me.
Democrats are doing other than publicity stunts, but I can tell you the House Republicans are doing some of the most meaningful work of their careers. They're in their districts, working around the clock with their constituents, helping them not only to negotiate the crisis that's been created by this Democrat shutdown, but all the other matters that they need to attend to. And I'm hearing from them individually. They are having some of the most meaningful interactions at a time of great crisis with their constituents that they've
This
ever
man
had.
is very
And that's
soft.
really, really
He
important.
sounds
So I don't want to pull
like
them
a
away from that
spineless
work right
weasel.
now.
He
With
has
their
no
insight
backbone
and their
here.
counsel,
Oh,
their
we're not gonna
assistance, and those of their staff.
raffle the feathers,
We're getting
anybody
paid
here?
soon, that is most essentially needed right now back home. So we have work to do here. We'll get back on the floor as soon as we are and can. And in the meantime, as soon as the Democrats allow us, and in the meantime, the committees, the chairs of all the committees, and
What's
the
going
active
on?
members of those committees are still churning the work out. They're not doing a markup right now in a formal meeting, for example.
Thank
but
you
they
for
are
the
still
love.
doing very meaningful work. Oversight. The oversight responsibility of the House.
I
continues
appreciate
to
you.
work. You might have noticed the Oversight Committee dumped its third batch of files from the Epstein matter just a number of days ago. 43,000 pages of documents are out there, including Epstein's own personal flight logs, his financial ledgers, his daily calendar and diaries. All those things are out now in the public. And so all these essential functions of the House of Representatives continue in earnest. No, Hakeem Jeffries has said they're on vacation. Well, he might have sent the Democrats on vacation. But House Republicans are doing very important, very essential work around the clock. Yes, go ahead, Helen. Yes.
They're starting to take questions over here. Who's this 7-foot-tall woman in the background?
Well, look, I can tell you the administration has worked.
She may
as you
be,
all know,
a
very creatively,
transgender
very hard
Republican,
to,
working
limit the
hard.
pain on the Americans because of the Democrats' shutdown. And
or wearing
the
heels.
SNAP benefits is a unique situation. I got a summary of the whole legal analysis, and it certainly looks legitimate to me. The contingency funds are not legally available to cover the benefits right now. The reason is because it's a finite source of funds. It was appropriated by Congress, and if they transfer funds from these other sources, it pulls it away immediately from school meals and infant formula. So it's a trade-off.
They're like your kids are gonna eat or not eat regardless. That's wild. It's gonna affect the children regardless. It doesn't matter.
Rejected the clean continuing
They don't care anymore,
So
people.
the way to make this stop immediately is we just need a handful of
They want to send us
do the right thing, wake up
to
and say,
Venezuela
I'm gonna say
and
no to
El
Marxist
Salvador.
far left pressure, and I'm going to do what's right by the people, the 42 million Americans in this country who rely upon this essential nutrition assistance. Am I going to starve my constituents, or am I going to appease the Marxists? That is their actual calculation, whether they say all of that out loud or not. Everybody in this room knows exactly what's going on. And it's so infuriating to us. The best way for SNAP benefits to be paid on time is for the Democrats to end their shutdown, and that could happen right now if they would show some spine. Yes.
He's talking about people showing spine. This man looks spineless. He looks like a weasel.
So the questions about military pay, we did get the president, as you know, tapped in research and development unobligated funds and paid the military in the middle of October. Their next check is due the end of this week, and we're not 100% sure. Now, I do know the administration and everybody is bending over backwards to try to figure that out, but I don't know the final analysis yet. With regard to who gave the $130 million very generous donation to help pay troops, by the way, that's just a small fraction of what's needed to pay the troops, as you know. But a very generous
Jalal Najahal Amal.
That person because they want to remain anonymous, and I respect that. I've heard the rumors, but I'm not 100% certain because again, I haven't asked to verify that myself. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, this AFGE leaders police and whatever both mentioned this new statement.
Is this government looking to collapse? Forget a shutdown at this point.
800,000 federal employees.
It may come to blows.
Clean Sierra's pass, which is what you guys passed. Do you see this statement from AFGE as a turning point in the shutdown? Do you see this as something that could move Senator Schumer?
Certainly hope so. It's a union, you know, and they represent such a large amount. There's 1.4 million federal employees. They represent 800,000 of them, and they said, to your point, in quote, pass the CR and open the government.
I feel like something big is coming.
And because they understand the reality of this. These are federal employees. Many of them watch carefully what happens here in the halls of Congress. They know that this whole thing by the Democrats, the entire shutdown, is a charade, because they know, and anybody who pays attention knows, we always were going to arm wrestle over the remaining issues on the table this year. And they're tired of the distraction, and it's hurting their families, and people are suffering real hardships. They really are going to the food pantries out now to feed their families. It's shameful. We're the greatest nation in the history of the world. We've got to be able to upgrade, and we can't allow a rise of Marxist and far-left activists in one party to shut down the entire operation of the federal government, and that is exactly what they are allowing them to do. The Democrats have got to come to their senses. You can endorse communists all you want, but at least keep the government operating for us. That's our plea. It's pretty simple. Yes, sir. Senator Ross.
Is there any work being done on a Republican solution to the healthcare cliff? I mean, there's been talk in the past about HSAs, about, a short-term plans. Is there any work being done, you say it can be done at the end of the year?
What's going on, Sophia Stratford? Hello?
So when I say that the Republicans have been working on a fix for healthcare, we've been doing this for years. And many of you who've been on this beat for a while know this is two publications.
Metro Mate was good.
Study Committee, the largest caucus of Republicans in Congress. We published volumes of ideas on healthcare. This was our volume 1, a framework for personalized, affordable care. We had an entire body of the smartest minds in Congress, the smartest Republican minds who worked around the clock. The doctor's caucus.
Trying to read what that is.
From around the country and in all the areas related to healthcare.
How's everything
and they
go?
came up with a formula on how to reduce the cost of healthcare dramatically, how to make
I feel you. I'm
Obamacare
just getting the
affordable
workday
and
started.
workable in some way for the American people, to increase the access to care and the quality of care. And these ideas have been
Saluting my
on paper
people
for a
out
long
here.
time.
Good to
There's
see
volumes of
everybody,
this
you know,
stuff,
waking
volumes
up and just
of
running
what we're
about,
doing
doing their
right now,
thing.
what we have been doing, what we were already doing, because we knew we were coming up to the end of the year,
Steady.
and we know that healthcare is a major burden for the American people. We've been working on it since day one of this Congress. We worked on it in the years prior. And we've already demonstrated, this is not talking points for us. When we say the Republican Party is the only party that has any chance at fixing healthcare for the American people,
I feel you.
we've demonstrated it. We put it into the One Big Beautiful Bill, the Working Families Tax Cut. As you know, we strengthened the Medicaid program. We started there because it was the lowest hanging fruit.
They're talking
Why? Because
about
fraud
the
is so glaring.
government shutdown,
And
but
we
they
cut
blaming
out,
the
we eliminated
Democrats
the fraud. We got
directly.
ineligible recipients off
They're
of
talking
Medicaid.
about
We
how it's going to
preserved
affect the
people who
kids
rely
from
on it
their
and need it
school
the
lunches,
most.
getting
Young pregnant women,
Infamil.
the elderly disabled, for example. We got able-bodied young men without
They're like, if
dependents
they
off the
distribute
program.
some of the
What we
money
did was
from
we
other
strengthened it.
areas of
Don't
the
take our
bill
word for
into
it.
food stamps,
CBO.
then it's going to
Mama's
take
not on
away
my team,
from
okay?
other things
They're
that
the
they
ones that came
have,
out and
like
said,
the
yeah,
kids
that
eating
it's gonna
meals
save
in school
$185
and
billion.
babies getting
And they got 2.3
their
million
baby
ineligible
formula. So they're
recipients
using
off
the
of that already.
tactics.
That's an important first start. And so the next thing is to fix all the other components of healthcare. That's what
No, they're
have
doing that
plans
shit
to
on
do. That's what we're
purpose.
working
This
on.
looks like
The
they're
expiring
going to
of
use
Obamacare
this to
subsidy at the
either
end of the
get
year is a
this
serious
civil
problem.
war thing
Because
going,
if you
soldiers
look
on
at
the
it objectively,
streets,
you
or
know
maybe
that it is
even
subsidizing
bringing
bad
everything back, but
policy.
forcing
We're
people to
throwing
get chipped or
good
something.
money
You
at
already
a
know
bad,
this is
broken
wild.
system. And so it needs real reform.
Shit's getting crazy.
The reason it was never appropriate or never possible to be resolved on a simple CR, stopgap funding measure, is because it's very complicated to fix.
It's going to cause a
The
lot of
Republicans have
situations.
a
I'm
long
telling
list of
you,
ideas.
people going to be running
Leader
up in these
Scalise has been working
supermarkets.
with
They're
the
going to kick
chairman
doors
of our 3
in. They're
committees
talking
of
about that.
jurisdiction, putting all of that, formulating all that, grabbing the best ideas that we've had for years to put it on paper and make it work. But we know we're going to have to arm wrestle with Democrats over that. Why? Because many of them are avowed to
You
get
think
us to
any
a
of that is
single
going to
payer
affect you in
system.
any way? Or
They do love socialism, my friends. They love Mondami. He wants government to take over everything. They're on board with that program. They think the government can do a better job by taking over healthcare. We believe in the private sector. and
They're
the
also
free market
blaming
and
the
individual
Democratic
providers.
Party for
They're
going
acumen.
socialist,
We say that if
Marxist,
you take the government off their backs and allow
bringing
for
these young
competition
Democrats
again
into
in
power
healthcare,
like
we will improve
Mondani.
its quality and we will bring down its cost. All of these are important components of that, and we have a lot of work to do, but it is not a simple thing, and I am not going to go in a back room with Chuck Schumer like he keeps demanding, with 4 people and make this decision. I will not do it. It's not appropriate. It's not right. It's too complicated for that. We need all the members to have buy-in. We need to have these healthy debates and discussions, but we can't do it while they're shutting the government down to appease the Marxist. That's it. That should be your headline. I want to thank Chairman Williams and Administrator Loeffler for being here and highlighting the trials of small businesses. And we'll see you here again tomorrow. God bless.
So there you have it, GOP leaders talking about the ongoing government shutdown now.
They haven't been able to get nothing done.
27th day.
It seems like they're
Live
just
look right
pulling
here of
both
Capitol
sides of
Hill,
the
and
parties
typically we do hear
and their
from
supporters
House
to
Minority Leader
possibly
Hakeem
come to
Jeffries a little
blows
bit
in the
later
street
on.
or something,
As
the
we
way things
always
are
do,
going.
we carry all of the comments from both sides here on Live Now from Fox. Meanwhile,
But what's
we were
good, though?
hearing from Small Business Administrator Carrie Loeffler, and this is what she had to say, saying it's day 27 of the shutdown. As of today, SBA has been prevented from delivering $3 billion in guaranteed loans to Main Street. It's just part of the reason that 72% of small businesses say they need the government reopened. Senate Democrats should listen.
You think they're setting up
So
for
you
a big
were hearing
event?
from SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler at that live event with GOP leaders. We're going to be keeping a very close eye on all of our live streams, as we are expecting perhaps at some point later on today to hear from Democrats. A live look once again on Capitol Hill. We're going to step
A peace plan for Gaza.
Yeah, stuff has been going
For the
down.
time to
Excuse me.
advance, Hamas must disarm. Instead,
Oh, they're talking about Hamas still coordinating attacks. They're not following the ceasefire. And some people even saying that this is Yahoo's way of getting his war. That Yahoo can't get what he wants out of this situation with Gaza and Hamas. Without his war, even if they were talking about peace, they can't get it done that way. There's a lot of people speculating what he wants is power. Seems like a lot of people think that he is actually running America. But they say that about Putin, and now we're about to go to war with Putin over this, as he's, being an issue with a lot of the stuff that's going on with the mineral rights and the territories. And they keep talking about mineral rights and other such things going on with this country and other countries. It seems like we're taking a lot of this mineral stuff. I don't know. Are they looking to lead the front with the mineral water situation? That's just my joke. Obviously, this may be something used to weaponize something. I don't know. It just seems to be something worth dying for. They're going to war over it. They're not letting up in any way where it goes as far as things go. Excuse me. I didn't have my coffee yet. I got to get things brewing. But, I want to know how everybody else is doing. How's your day going? I apologize if I'm talking too much. I'm waiting for them to get back to the show, and we can break down some more talking points. But I had the opening to get me some coffee in my system, so I'm gonna do that. What's your morning rituals? How do you get things going? We don't get good sleep sometimes, so you need that pep in your step. You need to get some coffee. We are very caffeine addicted society, at least me. Let me see what they're talking about. They're saying there's a situation going on in Washington, D.C.
SWAT team
An
members
active situation.
and police vehicles right here alongside crime scene tape. This is in Southeast Washington, D.C. Police
Southeast Washington.
say what's happening right now is a barricade situation that they believe is linked to a nearby shooting. These incidents were reported at around 8:30 a.m. this morning near Ayers Place and A Street, if you're familiar with the area. Several roads are currently closed as the investigation continues. No injuries confirmed just yet, but police right now are at this barricade situation in Southeast Washington, D.C. that they believe is connected to a nearby shooting. And more specifically, the shooting took place in the 4900 block of Ayers Place. That's just around the corner from the barricade scene in the 4900 block of A Street. So officers, out of an abundance of caution.
Oh, that's weird. I talked about that. They had a video where the military ran inside somebody's home.
Blocks of Ayers Place and A Street. This is
They're using sophisticated weapon and technology right now. You can see
confirmed just yet. Our Fox 5 DC
high-grade weapons.
Sharing this social media post saying that police are investigating a barricade situation in Southeast Washington, D.C. they believe is connected to a nearby shooting. And we also wanted to share this from D.C. police saying MPD is on the scene of a barricade situation in the 4900 block of A Street Southeast. MPD's emergency response team is responding to the scene. Please avoid the area as we work to resolve the incident. Another live look here at this very active situation, and what you're taking a look at is this barricade situation. You can see a very heavy police presence. You can see a SWAT team vehicle with SWAT team members with this section of the street now blocked off to residents, as this is a barricade situation.
Hopefully that ain't affecting people's travel plans. This is wild. This isn't the first situation. They were talking about some stuff going down in the city, people, and throughout the country. They were talking about coordinated attacks, not enough story presence being brought up on the subject. A lot of people think that this is coordinated, and it could be all related at the same time. I'm gonna check out the rest of the story. I had to get my coffee.
This particular barricade situation is linked to a nearby shooting. So we do have a live look here on scene that we've been monitoring. It's been a little bit quiet, as you can see that this section of the road has been blocked off, but a very active presence in terms of SWAT team members and law enforcement. We're going to continue to monitor this and bring you any updates and developments as they come into our newsroom, and of course, any new live looks. For now, though, we are going to be stepping away.
Uh-oh. They're cutting to too many commercial breaks. Give me a second.
Seminars are a great way to connect with young homeowners.
I don't want them to give me issues with blocking my video in territories. They tend to do that. But I don't know. I've been having a lot of issues with these controllers, with the TV, with the smart devices, with the phone, with the Wi-Fi. It's not supposed to do this. It's supposed to stay muted, and it just stops after a certain point for no reason. I don't understand what's happening. Been experiencing a lot of stuff. There are other people that are bringing this awareness to this subject as of recently. I've been talking about this for the last few weeks, so I don't know.
They were supposed to go with
Have you
everything.
been having any
mentioned-
of your service issues, reception issues, technical issues? Is this happening to anybody currently right now? I mean, I'm currently dealing with that situation, so I thought that was something fascinating to talk about, and we want to hear from the people. How you
Sell it.
doing?
A peace
You know,
plan for
are you
Gaza.
going through any issues? Do you have any problems going on in, you know, wherever you're from, whatever country you're from, you know, because we like to bring everybody together. You know, we love all the people in the world, and we're looking to go global, and the only way to do that is to go from one
Executing
country at a
Palestinians.
time.
Bloody crackdown.
And again, I apologize. I'm trying to keep this muted. But yeah, going, you know, giving a shout out to everybody, saluting everybody, you know, taking the time and checking me out, listening to these conversations. I would like you to be a part of this conversation. Hopefully it gets translated through these new YouTube updates.
No more of that.
And we don't have the language barrier separating us. But again, I'm extending my love to everybody. And I'm going to get ready to close out the show for now. I'll be back in a little bit. Hopefully they don't give you an issue finding me, as they tend to put it on private. So, you know,
Anyways, to say
maybe
good
you
things
might
are in
want
store
to
at
hit a
Stop
like and a
Shout.
follow, depending. I'm not demanding anything really, but I love everybody, and I want to be back soon. I want to see some of these faces as we get familiar with each other. Well, they look like they're going to get back to something, so maybe I'll keep this running just a little bit longer. Who knows? It depends if it gets
Melissa, as
interesting right
she
now.
continues to track closer to Jamaica. Hurricane
Talking about
Melissa
these,
has now intensified
Hurricane
to a
Melissa,
Category
as it
5
intensifies
storm.
to a
Right
Category
now,
5
Jamaica is
storm.
bracing for potentially catastrophic conditions, including
Seems like we're going to get some stormy
surge
weather somewhere
and
along the way.
flooding. We're also keeping a very close eye, as we are expecting to hear from the Jamaican government. They're anticipating to give an update on evacuation and preparedness plans in just about.
And the prayers go out to
35 minutes
anybody,
or so.
you
So
know,
we'll
affected
bring
by
that
this
to
storm.
you
Is looking
as
to
we've
be a
been
big
hearing
deal in
from
Jamaica.
Jamaican officials saying that this could be a historic event, and they want everyone
everybody
to
in the
take this
Caribbean.
incredibly seriously, as flooding, catastrophic rainfall of up to 40 inches of rain could fall there in Jamaica. And I also
Wow.
wanted to share this live look with you. This is courtesy of See Jamaica, a live look right here of the current conditions in this section of Jamaica. You can see the tree swaying.
It seems
in the wind
not a
right
big
now.
deal
It
right
looks
now,
like
but I
perhaps the
mean,
rain has
I'm
let
sure
up
some
a
heavy
little bit,
flooding
but
could
you
come
do
in once
see
that
the
storm
wet
really
roadways
kicks in.
right here. Melissa now has
I think
a
they're overhyping the storm for
maximum
now.
sustained winds of 160
It's making me feel like always
miles
sunny
an
in
hour.
Philadelphia. They're
Higher
overhyping the
gusts.
storm.
That could
They're looking to make a
strengthen
panic.
as Hurricane
Ah.
Melissa is anticipated to make landfall in Jamaica by tomorrow morning. So the hardest hit hours are anticipated to be tonight into tomorrow morning. That
The
is
worst
when
of everything
conditions
seems
are
to
going
be an
to
overnight
deteriorate
situation.
even further.
Prayers go out to
Courtesy
Jamaica
of
and the
See
residents and
Jamaica,
everybody in
a
the
live
Caribbean.
look
Hopefully
right
you
here of
are
the current
doing good,
conditions with some
staying
wet
safe,
roads and
staying
wind
dry.
gusts, but certainly nothing like what they will be seeing through the overnight hours as Hurricane Melissa is expected to make landfall tonight. We are going to be bringing you that update. We're monitoring.
And again, I
that,
will be cutting
live
out.
YouTube
I'm going to be
stream. It's
back
not
in
up
about
just
a
yet,
few
but
minutes,
we'll be
really. I
bringing
just need to
that
do one
you
thing
as
with an
Jamaican
upload, and then
government
I'll
officials have been,
jump back on live.
briefing,
So, yeah,
residents,
just
really
be
urging everyone to
ready, be
evacuate.
around,
You
and
can
hopefully
actually
you
see some folks
enjoying
here,
some of the
walking
time,
and
people.
standing along the road, a lot of them unable to
Peace.
evacuate and trying to find those safe conditions right there. So we did want